Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gracie. I'm one of the event managers here at the Alzheimer's Association Central New York chapter. Thanks so much for everyone who could join us today. I just want to wait a couple more minutes just in case anyone else wants to join us, and we'll get back in a few minutes. Well, we'll get started. As I said, my name's Gracie. I'm one of the event managers here. Thank you for everyone for joining us for our first ever Walker Wednesday webinar series. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about I'm registered, now what? So just some housekeeping items I wanted to go over really quickly. Held from 12 to 12:30. We know how valuable everyone's time is, so we wanted to keep our program to just under a half hour. We will have a question and answer portion at the end of the webinar, so feel free to hold your questions till the end, but you can also chat your questions throughout the presentation via the chat option. My colleague Ariana will be answering questions as they come in. And then just as a heads up, myself and Ariana will be available after the webinar for any additional questions or discussion, or if you have any individual questions that you want to talk about. So our agenda, we're going to talk about our team captain role. We're going to spend some time talking about our participant center. We're really going to do a large focus on team captain tools, badges, fundraising levels. We're going to briefly talk about our team captain packet and then spend any time answering any questions any of you might have. So our team captain role. First, thank you for leading the way. You're taking the first step in being a leader to your team and to your walkers, and we're so grateful for you to be taking on that role. It really demonstrates a leader. As a team captain, you are leading by example. So I always try to tell people it starts with you. So first, you're taking a great step by attending our webinar or watching it, record it, but really you are leading your team by the example. Some other key things you want to remember are try to recruit others to join your team. Lots of hands make light work. It's a great way to get your friends, family, neighbors, colleagues involved. You really want to spend time encouraging your team members to fundraise, and we'll talk a lot about some of those tools today, ways we can encourage fundraising, ways we can help, and truly you're making a difference for all of those impacted by the disease. So thank you for taking on this role. You truly are a leader, and we're so excited to have you in that team captain role. So our participant center overview, I am going to toggle back and forth between the live website, but I just wanted to really quickly show you what the participant center looks like on this screenshot. I did include my team page, so you can see it's Grace's participant center. You can see my team name, my progress, my team's progress. But really, this is going to be the hub for all team captain tools and ways to navigate your participant center. So we're going to switch over. So what you're looking at now is the front end of the website, and at the top you'll see my name. So on your page it will say your name. So we're going to click on Grace. And as you can see at the top, it tells you how many days until walk, how much I've raised, and then some tools. I always start with the dashboard, and that would be my suggestion. So it's just loading for us. But again, it's that same screenshot you guys just saw on the PowerPoint. You can see the fundraising progress. And you can see what my team has done so far. The first thing I always try to tell people that I find is the most successful tool is changing your page link. So you're going to go over to my page, And as you can see, it's your page link. I always tell people the first step is to customize your link. So as you can see, it just says my first and last name, Gracie Barney. The reason I think this is so helpful is now in this day and age, people get a little nervous about sharing their information. I find editing your link to say your name, people are more likely to click on it rather than a link that says XY147. So my first step that I always encourage people to do is to change that link. So on my personal page, it says my first and last name. You can do whatever you feel comfortable with, but definitely something that's going to self-identify. And then my team's page, you can see it's my team. So my team name is Billy's Coffee Club. My team link is Coffee Club. Again, it just adds that personal nature, and I think it encourages people to donate because it's a little bit of a familiarity for them. So we're going to go ahead back to our PowerPoint. So again, that was just reviewing that screen. I showed you guys how to edit your page link. So now we're briefly going to talk about the team captain tools. These are really going to be your best resources when it comes to all those things we outlined. Leading by example, fundraising, recruiting teammates, but these are all located on our Block Participant Center. So again, we're going to toggle back to that website and we'll go through the ones that I find really helpful, but I encourage you, get yourself familiar with the Participant Center. A lot of the hard work is done for you. So if you're a new team captain, if you've been a team captain, but you haven't really utilized Walk Participant Center, or you've been a great team captain, you've been really successful and you want to try some new things, start here. And I'm just really quickly going to show you your setting your goals worksheet, and we will review that on Walk Participant Center. So again, we're going to head over to Google. So we're going to go to Captain Tools, and again, it's right along that first header. So we're going to go to Captain Tools, and this is what we were looking at on the PowerPoint. So the team captain tools that I find really successful. The first one is the team captain guide. I'll click on that for you guys to look. This is a great resource. If you're a first-time team captain, it goes over the support that we have available. It talks about great ways to build your team, a lot of the things we're talking about, how to motivate your team, and it talks about our incentive levels and Champions Club members. I know a lot of people get nervous about fundraising, but it talks to you about how you can fundraise. It helps you explore ideas, and how can you fundraise in environments you're already in. So can you do a fundraiser at work? Does your son or daughter in a soccer league? Are you in a league? Are you in a book club? It talks about ideas like that and how to prepare for Walk Day. But this is a great document for you guys to check out. Some other just quick things, as always, the staff here at the Alzheimer's Association Central New York chapter is always available to help with these things, but this quickly explains how to change your team goal, change your team name, edit your team page, things like that. Again, we are always available to help with those, but if you are feeling like you wanted to learn those on the off chance you might need to do that, those resources are available. And then I did want to spend time reviewing the goal setting worksheet. I'm a firm believer that if you set goals, you're more likely to achieve them. And again, as I mentioned, the Walk Participant Center really makes it easy and helps you start off with those good bones of how you can build a successful team. So right here, it just goes over, some team captain goals, like what's your goal to have, how many team members you have. On average, most teams have about 7 members. But I would definitely encourage, maybe your first goal is to increase your team by 1 person. And maybe when you recruit that 1 person, you task them with recruiting another person. But it's really great. So maybe your goal is 10 throughout the season. And if you start now, you can start recruiting those teammates. And again, I encourage you to look through your friends, your family, your neighbors, your colleagues, or anyone that you might think would be interested in participating in the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Additionally, it has how to encourage teammates to get to that $100 fundraising level. Many of you know that that's kind of our threshold for the incentive guide. There, of course, Walk is completely free to register and participate in. However, we always encourage people to hit that $100 minimum fundraising level, and you will receive that $100 t-shirt. And I will say that the t-shirts are beautiful this year. Everyone in your team is going to want to have one. They often talk about our Champions Club members, so anyone that hits that fundraising milestone of $500 will be a Champions Club member, and they will receive a medal, which is great to wear on Walk Day. Anyone who raises $1,000 will become a Grand Champion. They will receive a medal as well as a Grand Champion t-shirt, and we're really excited to announce the Elite fundraising level this year, which is $2,500, which again would include the medal, a special elite t-shirt. So it's always really great to try to strive to hit champions level and maybe encourage some of your teammates too. There is coaching available on the Walk Participant Center, and again, any staff. It also encourages you guys to host fundraising events. And ways you can help elevate your fundraising levels, whether that's through, a coin canister at your desk, collecting bottles and cans, hosting a bake sale. Maybe you can convince your work to do a casual for a cause, but there's tons of ways to host fundraising events to elevate your fundraising level. And then it's always great to set a team fundraising goal. And something that's really great about being a team captain is you have the ability to coach your team. So for example, a large part of my team is my family. I try to check in with them probably once every 2 weeks, and I say, hey, to my sister, I saw you raise $20. Great job. Let's see if we can raise another 20. Or if I see someone on my team that hasn't been fundraising, I like to check in with them and say, hey, what are some of your obstacles? What are ways I can support you? How can we really make our team a successful fundraising? So I definitely encourage you guys to spend some time looking at the team captain goal setting worksheet. We do have these available in the office if you don't have access to a computer or access to printing. The other great part of this document is look at your sphere of influence. This is something that we do as an office, as committees, as I do as a team captain. It really encourages to look at the people in your life that could have a connection to Alzheimer's and could want to join you in the fight and help you lead the way. So I encourage you to take a look at your friends and family, your community, activities, employers, schools. I always use the example of I go to the same restaurants all the time. Would they ever be interested in doing a dine and donation night for me? I think of my hairdresser. Would she ever be interested in joining my team? So sometimes these connections don't need to be limited necessarily to just your friends and family. I encourage you to think outside the box. If you're a little shy, or maybe you want to take a more passive way of looking at it, it's definitely great to encourage your neighbors, your friends, and your family as well. And then it just talks about ways to build your team. We are going to be hosting another series of webinars where we talk about social media and how to recruit walkers, but these are great tools to take a look at. And then this is just a document of how to fundraise. Again, we kind of touched on that. Some people hear fundraising and get very nervous that maybe that's not something they're very comfortable with. But these have great ideas stretching from super involved to more passive approaches. But this is a really great way to kick off your fundraising starting in January and how to work your way all the way down to December. So really, really think this document is a huge success. It's helped me be a great team captain. I know a lot of our committee members and other walkers have utilized this document. So I really, really stress trying to take a look at this. As we head back over to your Walk Participant Center, again, there's some great tools for the team captains, but it's definitely spend some time on your Walk Participant Center. The other quick thing I wanted to spend time showing you all is how to edit your team goal. So sometimes people will say, Gracie, I raised $500 and I hit it and we still have 3 months to go before walk. I want to increase it. You can see right here, there's a document on how to change your team goal, but I'm going to show you really quickly. If you go over to your dashboard, which is kind of our landing page, you can see change. You would just click on that, and then it tells me my personal goal is $700 and my team goal is $1,000. So if I wanted to just change that to $2,000, I would change it and I would hit save. And then as you can see, it's reflected there. So by no means do you feel like if you already hit your goal that you're done, you can't go any further. Feel free to always change that. Again, you can always change your personal fundraising goal, and you can watch as that develops. So those are the easiest ways to change that. So we took some time to look over our goal setting worksheet. I went over how to edit your team page. Now we're going to talk about turning in donations. As I mentioned, it's completely free to participate in our walk. There's no registration fee. There's no minimum fundraising goal, but we always want to encourage our walkers to fundraise. So I'm going to spend some time talking about what I feel like are the best resources for that. Again, we're going to spend some time looking at our Walk Participant Center. You guys can tell that's a great resource. It's something I always encourage people to take a look at. So we're going to take a look at turning in donations. Again, those are under the captain tools. You can either scroll down or you can click on cash and check donations and it will bring you right down to it. So there's three resources here, and two of them I find so top notch. So the first is offline donation form. So I'm going to click on this. This is great when I would encourage people to print these out and have them with you. As you can see at the top, it has donor information. So if someone wants to donate to me, they can fill out that all that information. So one, you'll know they're going to be recognized with a receipt, and you know who your donor is. It gives them the information on what they would like to donate, what their payment method is. It lets you know what the check payable needs to be if they do want to put their credit card information. But something that I think is the best part is this right here. This already has the event you're walking in, your name, the team name, your team ID, participant ID, and event ID. Speaking from the staff side, why this is so helpful is then there's no confusion of what donation should be credited to who, and it's great for you guys because it's already filled out. It's one less step for you, and it's a great way to just pass these out. So how many times have you asked someone for a donation and they said, oh, I don't have any cash right now, or oh, I don't have my checkbook, or oh, I don't feel comfortable providing my credit card information? Hand them one of these. Your information's already tied to it. And it's a great way to make sure you're encouraging people to donate, and it's going to be credited correctly to your walk page. Also, if they wanted to mail it in, it has our address, and we get these all the time, so many times a day. But I was really disappointed to see how many people didn't know about them. So I really wanted to spend time talking about how great those donation information forms are. The other document I wanted to talk about was the team credit split form. So this is a great resource. Many of you will do team fundraisers. So one fundraiser that I know one of my staff members does is they do a family garage sale. And they do that as their entire team, and let's say they make $500 from it. There's two options. You can have that $500 go directly to the team, and it will be a team gift. But for some people, they want to split that out. So maybe they want to put $100 to 5 of their teammates. So they're taking that $500 check, they're splitting it 5 ways, so $100 per walker. This is great because you can put your team captain, the team captain name, the team name, and then the team member right here, the amount to credit them, and then if it was check or cash. This is something we hear all the time from the staff side is, oh, we did a night at Tully's, we got $300, but I want to split it $20 to every person on my team. This is another great way for you guys to track who you want what amount you want to go to and what member of your team, and it's a great way to split up that team credit. This is a great resource. Again, feel free to print these at home, but if you ever needed one of these and you don't have access to a computer, access to a printer, call our office, stop by our office. We can make these available for you. So it's a great resource and a great way to split up those team donations. And then the last sheet up here that a lot of walkers use, it's the contribution tracking form. This is very similar to what you receive in our brochure, but it's a great way for you to track who gave you money, what their address is, what their email is, and what the amount is. I've seen a lot of walkers keep these year to year, so it's a great way for them to say, oh, you know, Ariana gave me $20 last year. I want to make sure I ask her again this year, and I can also track her history of giving. So maybe her first year she gave me 5, this year she gave me 20, you know, next year she'll give me X. It's a really great resource to keep track of all that information, and it's a great resource for you so that way you're keeping track of all of your donations. And those, again, can all be found under the cash and check donation. Like I said, you can scroll down, but at the very top, you can click on anything and it will drop you right down to it. So I definitely encourage you guys spending some time looking at that. Heading back over to our PowerPoint, we're going to spend some time talking about badges. I personally love the badge feature. It's a great way to see your progress. As you can see, there are a few here. I believe these are my badges, but I can't remember. Self-donor, so if you make a self-donation, which I highly encourage, you'll receive the self-donor badge. If you tell your story, so personalizing your walk page, again, something I highly recommend. You'll earn the storyteller badge. If you fundraise, mobile master, if you use our mobile app, and if you qualify for the t-shirt. This is a great way to track your progress, see what badges you've earned, what's left to earn. There's so many, but it's something that you could kind of make a contest between you and your teammates who can collect the most badges. It's a great fundraising tool. Here are some other badges that are left to earn. You know, if you send an email from your participant center, if you set up a Facebook fundraiser, if you become a top team, like we talked about champion, elite grand champion. If you receive 10 donations, if you're an offline fundraiser, a committee member, AIM advocacy. So as I said, it's a great resource to kind of track your progress, and it's kind of fun to see how far you've come and see all those badges on your page. It definitely is a badge of honor. But I would definitely encourage you to talk to your team and see what badges they're really after and how can you help achieve them. I know for myself, I always strive to be a top team. I haven't been able to get there so far, but that's something my team and I always talk about. We always want to earn that badge. So what are some tools and strategies we have to get there? Again, this is all available on your Walk Central Walk participant page. I really quickly want to spend time talking about our fundraising levels, where we're going to talk about rewards and incentives. So rewards and incentives are going to be found under, again, you guessed it, Team Captain Tools. You guys can see we're spending a lot of time talking about it. Again, you're going to click rewards and incentives. As I mentioned, we always encourage people to hit that $100 and that $100 fundraising level and receive our t-shirt. You can see right here, best t-shirt you'll ever earn. I'll click on this for you guys to look at. This is just a great way to talk to your team about how they can raise that $100. One of them is email 5 friends asking for $20. I personally find that breaking down the fundraising, so ask 10 people for $10, makes it easy. But I would highly encourage all of you to make it a goal to have everyone on your team get to that $100 fundraising level. And this is a great worksheet to tell you how to get there. Also, this is our new design for our walk t-shirt, so check it out. It's beautiful this year. But this just gives you some really great ideas of how to get to that $100 t-shirt level. Another document is Become a Champion. That's anyone that hits that $500 milestone. Again, it gives you some really great ideas of how to become a champion, what you'll receive, the different levels. There's also a great resource you guys can see right here, alz.org/champions club. I know there's a lot of people that I work with that strive to be champions. So there's really great tools on how to get there. But that's a document for you guys to check out. And then our incentive program. You guys might hear walkers talk about this quite a bit. This just lets you know kind of the more you fundraise, the more swag you get. So it tells you what's available at what price level. Some really cool items this year. I know personally I have my eye on the quarter zip, but definitely share this with your team. You never know what's going to motivate them, and I find this tool a great motivator for people. And again, you guys can find that all the resources I've talked about today under your Team Captain tools right here, all through your participant center. So we just have a few more minutes left of things I wanted to talk about with you guys today. So moving right along, the last thing I wanted to mention about additional tools is we do have a Team Captain kit, which includes a multitude of resources. It talks about how to create a Facebook fundraiser, fundraising from A to Z, tips for fundraising success, and a Team Captain order form. What's really cool is a Team Captain order form is kind of collateral. That's where you can really use tools to maximize your fundraising efforts. It's where you can order coin canisters or coin boxes, forget-me-nots. People have a lot of success with the forget-me-nots. We have Alzheimer's bracelets, but it's a great tool for you guys to order supplies that we have in-house for you guys to order to help maximize your fundraising efforts. If you are a Team Captain, please, please, please reach out to us. We would love to send you a Team Captain kit, and that can really help you maximize your fundraising efforts. A quick plug for our upcoming Team Captain workshops. Next Walker Wednesday webinar will be June 19th. It's going to focus on how to build a successful fundraising team, really talk about how can you get your teammates at $100 t-shirt level, how can you get members of your team to be a champion, and how can you overall just really maximize your fundraising efforts as a team captain and as a team. July 17th, we'll be talking about getting social. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about Facebook fundraisers, the correct way to do those, the best ways to share on social media, how to use Instagram, LinkedIn, tools like that to really maximize your fundraising efforts. And then our last webinar will be August 21st, and that will be Take It Offline. And that really is going to be about back to basics, talking about those tried and true fundraisers that we know work. Whether it's the bake sale, collecting cans, doing a Jean Day at your office, we'll spend a lot of time talking about what those fundraisers are and how can you monetize them. I do want to encourage you that June 19th will be more targeted towards team captains. However, July 17th and August 21st, those are really encouraged to any walker. So while these first two will be mainly team captain tools, anyone's welcome to attend. And then July 17th and August 21st will be for all walkers, experienced, newer walkers, anyone we welcome to attend. Do we have anyone with questions for today? I've just unmuted everyone, so if you have a question, feel free to speak up or feel free to send a chat over to Ariana, and we can answer that for you. I do such a good job, people hardly have questions. But on the off chance any of you guys have questions that you want to send to us or you want to chat with us after, we will be available after the webinar today to answer any of these questions as well. This will be available on YouTube, so you can see this again or share with your team. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited. And again, we hope you will be able to attend our future webinars on the Walker Wednesday webinar series. Thanks so much, guys.